Imagine this. It's 6:15 in the morning. The house is quiet. Mr. Walter, a 72-year-old retired firefighter, steps into the kitchen like every other day. He pours his usual cup of coffee. But just as he reaches for the mug, his hand slips. He crashes to the floor. By the time his wife finds him, he can't speak. He can hear her, but his mouth won't move. No warning, no chest pain, just silence. Another morning, another stroke. What if I told you that nearly half of all strokes happen between 6 a.m. and noon, and most victims are over 60? And what's even more terrifying? It's not random. Your body is most vulnerable right after you wake up. Your blood thickens, your pressure spikes, your heart races. And if you already have high blood pressure, poor circulation, or miss just one glass of water, you could be just minutes away from disaster. But here's the good news. There are simple, life-saving things you can do right when you wake up to protect your brain, your speech, your independence. And in this video, you'll learn exactly what happens in your body every morning, why strokes strike early, who's most at risk, and how to build a brain-safe morning routine starting tomorrow. This isn't about fear. It's about being ready. Because when you understand the danger, you can finally take back control. Let's begin. So why exactly is morning so dangerous for your brain, especially after age 60? It all comes down to 3 major shifts inside your body that happen every single morning, whether you feel them or not. Let's break it down. 1. Blood pressure surges in the first hour after waking up. When you open your eyes, your body releases 2 powerful hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. They help you wake up, get out of bed, and feel alert. But here's the problem. These same hormones also cause your heart to beat faster and your blood vessels to tighten. This leads to a sudden spike in blood pressure, especially within 30 to 60 minutes after you wake up. Studies show that for people over 60, this morning surge can raise systolic blood pressure by 25 to 35 millimeters of mercury, even if it was normal during sleep. For someone already dealing with hypertension, which affects 2 out of 3 seniors in the U.S., this sudden jump can be like shaking a cracked pipe. If an artery in the brain is already stiff, narrowed, or weakened, that pressure can cause it to rupture, leading to a hemorrhagic stroke, or trigger a clot, causing an ischemic stroke. And it often happens before breakfast. 2. Your blood becomes thicker, silently. While you sleep, you go 6 to 8 hours without drinking any water. That might not seem like much, but even mild dehydration has serious effects. Your body loses water through breathing, sweating, and urine production. By morning, your blood volume is lower, and your blood becomes more concentrated. Think of it like syrup instead of water. And thicker blood means slower circulation, more friction in the vessels, and a higher chance of forming blood clots. According to research from the University of Munich, morning blood viscosity, or thickness, is about 20 to 30% higher than in the afternoon. This is especially dangerous if you already have high cholesterol, leading to plaque buildup, diabetes, which damages vessel walls, or a history of smoking, which makes platelets stickier. In this state, all it takes is one small clot to reach your brain, and oxygen supply is cut off in seconds. 3. Your nervous system flips into fight mode. The moment you get out of bed, your nervous system shifts gears. This is called sympathetic activation, your body's natural way to start the day. It speeds up your heart, narrows your arteries, and increases your alertness. But for aging hearts and blood vessels, this jolt of activity can be overwhelming. In fact, a study published in Stroke Journal found that stroke onset is most common between 6 a.m. and noon, with a sharp peak around 8 a.m. That means your body is most vulnerable within 2 hours of waking up. And if you combine this nervous system spike with high blood pressure, dehydration, poor sleep, or untreated heart issues, you're sitting on a ticking time bomb. One small trigger, and it can change your life forever. So let me say this clearly. Mornings aren't just another part of your day. For people over 60, mornings are when your body is tested the most, often without warning. But now that you understand what's happening inside you, it's time to find out who's most at risk and what signs to watch for before it's too late. Let's take a closer look. Now that you know what happens inside your body every morning, the question becomes, who's most at risk? Because not everyone wakes up equally vulnerable. Let's walk through the 5 groups of people over 60 who face the highest risk of morning strokes and why. 1. People with high blood pressure. Even if it's just a little high. This is the number 1 group. If your blood pressure is consistently above 130/80, especially in the morning, you are at significantly higher risk, even if you feel fine. According to the American Heart Association, over 70% of stroke patients over 60 had elevated blood pressure before the event. But here's what most people don't realize. Even borderline levels like 135/85 can double your stroke risk compared to someone with normal pressure. And the morning surge makes it worse. The pressure on already narrowed arteries becomes too much, leading to either a rupture or blockage in the brain. That's why many seniors, like Mrs. Lorraine, who only checked her pressure once a week, never saw it coming. She felt dizzy one morning, sat down, and never stood up again. 2. People who don't drink water. First thing in the morning. It sounds simple, but skipping water after waking up is more dangerous than you think. Overnight, you lose about 1 to 1.5 pounds of water just through breathing and urine. When you don't rehydrate in the morning, your blood remains thick and sticky. Perfect conditions for clots to form. Research shows that morning dehydration increases blood viscosity by up to 30%, significantly reducing cerebral blood flow. And if you're already at risk from high cholesterol or diabetes, that first missed glass of water could be the tipping point. Remember, water thins your blood. Coffee doesn't. 3. People with poor sleep or sleep apnea. Sleep should be when your body repairs. But for many older adults, it's broken, shallow, or interrupted by snoring, gasping, or frequent bathroom trips. And when sleep is poor, your blood pressure stays higher throughout the night instead of dipping as it should. A study from Johns Hopkins found that people with untreated sleep apnea have a 2.5 times higher risk of stroke, especially in the early morning. What's worse? Most don't know they have it. Signs include waking up tired, morning headaches, snoring loudly, gasping, or choking in sleep. These are not just sleep issues. They're silent stroke warnings. 4. People with heart conditions, especially atrial fibrillation, AFib. AFib is an irregular heartbeat that causes blood to pool inside the heart, increasing the chance of clot formation. Those clots can travel straight to your brain, especially in the early morning when circulation is unstable. Roughly 1 in 3 people with AFib will have a stroke if not properly treated. And most of those strokes happen within hours of waking up. Even if you don't feel palpitations, fluttering, or skipped beats, AFib can still be present and still deadly. That's why it's critical to check your pulse regularly and ask your doctor for an EKG if anything feels off. 5. People taking diuretics or blood pressure meds at night. This one often goes unnoticed. Many seniors are prescribed diuretics, water pills, to lower blood pressure. But if taken too late in the evening, they can cause excess fluid loss overnight, leading to dehydration by morning. A study in the Journal of Hypertension found that nighttime diuretic use increased morning stroke risk by 1.8 times, especially in older adults. Solution? Talk to your doctor about shifting certain medications to the morning, or adjusting dosage to protect hydration and stability. Let's recap. If you have high blood pressure, skip water in the morning, struggle with sleep, have heart rhythm issues, or take medications that dehydrate you overnight. Then your brain may be walking a tightrope every morning without a safety net. But the good news is, knowing your risk is the first step to lowering it. And in the next section, we'll talk about the early signs your body might be giving you before a stroke strikes. Let's keep going. By now you might be wondering, if my body is in danger every morning, wouldn't it at least give me a warning sign? The truth is, it often does. But the signs are so quiet, so easy to ignore, that most people brush them off until it's too late. So let's talk about them. These are the early whispers your body might send in the morning before a stroke. They might not all show up at once. They might only last a few minutes. But if you notice them, especially more than once, you must take them seriously. 1. Morning dizziness or feeling off balance. You wake up, stand up, and the room feels like it tilts. You reach for the wall or sit back down. You tell yourself it's just getting older or getting up too fast. But here's what might really be happening. When blood doesn't flow properly to the cerebellum, the part of your brain that controls balance, you feel off, even if just for a second. According to the Stroke Association, dizziness is the first sign of a mini-stroke, TIA, in nearly 20% of older adults. Never ignore it. 2. Blurred or double vision, especially in one eye. You open your eyes and things seem strange, not painful, just fuzzy, or tilted, or like there's a shadow in one eye. This could be a sign that blood flow to your visual cortex is impaired, or that a clot is affecting the artery behind your eye. It may last only a few minutes, but that doesn't mean it's harmless. In fact, transient vision loss is one of the most common early signs of stroke in seniors. 3. Numbness or tingling in one side of the body. If you feel pins and needles, or worse, sudden weakness in your arm, hand, face, or leg, especially just one side, this is a red flag. It often means that a small clot is already blocking blood flow to one part of your brain. Even if it goes away quickly, it's a sign that your brain is not getting enough oxygen. 1 in 3 people who experience these mini-stroke symptoms will suffer a major stroke within days or weeks if left untreated. 4. Slurred speech or trouble finding words. This one is often noticed by others, not by you. If your spouse says, "You sound a little off," or if you suddenly can't find the right word mid-sentence. That could mean that blood flow to your brain's language centers has been temporarily interrupted. Even if it clears up after coffee or rest, don't ignore it. 5. Sudden headache. Upon waking, not like your usual ones. A sharp, pounding headache right when you wake up, especially if you're not prone to them, could signal a serious issue. If it comes with nausea, blurred vision, or a stiff neck, it could mean a blood vessel in your brain is leaking or about to burst. This is especially important to catch in people with high blood pressure. Bonus sign: feeling unusually tired or heavy in the morning. This isn't just normal sleepiness. It's a sense that your body is dragging. Your arms feel heavy. Your mind is foggy. You feel slow. If this happens often, especially with any of the signs above, it could mean your brain isn't getting the oxygen it needs. So what should you do? Don't wait. Don't go back to bed. Don't tell yourself it's nothing. Call your doctor. Get your blood pressure checked immediately. And write down when the symptoms started and how long it lasted. Because these moments, these quiet whispers, they're not just aging. They're your brain saying, "I'm not okay." And the sooner you listen, the better your chance to protect what matters most. In the next section, we'll go from warning signs to simple habits you can start tomorrow morning to keep your brain safe. No medications, no gym memberships, just small, powerful steps you can take before breakfast. Let's dive in. So now you know why mornings are risky. You've learned who's most vulnerable and what signs to look out for. But what if I told you you could cut your morning stroke risk by more than half with just a few simple actions. No pills, no surgery, just a few mindful steps between the moment you wake up and the time you finish breakfast. Here are the 5 morning habits every person over 60 should adopt. Starting tomorrow. 1. Drink. 1 full glass of water. Within 10 minutes of waking before your coffee. Before breakfast. Before anything. Why? Because your body just went 6 to 8 hours without fluids. Your blood is thicker. Your vessels are tighter. And the longer you wait, the worse that becomes. A study from the Journal of Clinical Hypertension found that dehydration in the first hour of the day increases stroke risk by up to 34%. Your habit: keep a glass or bottle of water by your bed. Drink it before you even leave the room. Bonus: add a tiny pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon to help with absorption. 2. Sit up slowly. Then stretch your legs. Before standing. The moment you wake up, your blood pressure is adjusting. If you jump out of bed too fast, you might feel dizzy, because your brain hasn't caught up yet. Worse, that sudden shift can trigger a spike in sympathetic nerve activity, raising blood pressure fast. Your habit? Roll to your side. Sit up slowly. Take 3 deep belly breaths, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Then do a few gentle ankle circles or calf stretches while sitting on the bed. This helps restart blood flow safely, especially in your legs, where clots can form after long periods of stillness. 3. Move your body within the first 30 minutes. You don't need a gym. You just need gentle, rhythmic movement to get your circulation going. Why? Because when you stay seated or lie down too long, your blood pools, especially in the legs. And that's when clots can form, then travel upward. Research shows that light movement in the morning, like walking or stretching, reduces morning blood pressure spikes by 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury. Your habit: take a 5 to 10 minute walk around the house, down the driveway, or even march in place. Stretch your arms, rotate your shoulders, and do a few gentle heel raises. Not only does this wake your brain, it reduces clot risk immediately. 4. Eat a light, balanced breakfast. Avoid sugar spikes. Skipping breakfast can lead to low blood sugar, which makes you feel foggy and weak. But eating refined carbs, like toast, pancakes, or sugary cereal, can spike blood sugar and trigger inflammation. Both are dangerous after 60. Your habit: eat a small breakfast within an hour of waking that includes protein, like eggs, Greek yogurt, or nut butter. Healthy fats, like avocado or a few walnuts. Slow carbs, like oatmeal or whole grain toast. This combination keeps your blood vessels stable, your energy steady, and your brain sharp. Avoid processed orange juice, sweetened coffee creamers, and white bread. 5. Take a moment of calm before the day begins. Your nervous system needs a transition. If you go straight from sleep to stress, checking your phone, turning on the news, rushing out the door, your cortisol and adrenaline spike, putting strain on your heart and brain. Your habit: spend just 2 to 3 minutes sitting quietly. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your chest or belly. Take slow, deep breaths, in for 4, hold for 4, out for 6. Repeat 5 times. Studies show that morning breathing exercises reduce stroke-related stress hormones by up to 40% when practiced consistently. It may sound small, but this quiet moment of intentional calm can change the rhythm of your whole day. Let's review your morning brain-safe routine. Glass of water, gentle movement, balanced breakfast, breathing for calm, no rushing. Each of these takes less than 5 minutes, but together they create a morning where your brain is safe, your blood is flowing, and your body is protected before danger has a chance to strike. And if you've ever said, "I just want to feel sharp, steady, and strong when I wake up," this is how you start. In the next section, I'll walk you through the worst things you could do in the morning that unknowingly increase your stroke risk. You may be doing some of them without even realizing it. Let's take a look. So here we are. We've walked through the quiet danger that mornings hold for people over 60. We've uncovered the hidden surge in blood pressure, the clotting risks, the groups most vulnerable, and the early warnings your body may be whispering. You've learned the small morning habits that protect your brain, and the silent mistakes that could put everything you love at risk. And now, I want to leave you with this. Every morning you wake up is not just a routine. It's a chance, a new opportunity to protect your brain, your independence, your memories. Because stroke doesn't just steal speech or movement. It steals the little things. Sharing coffee with your spouse, remembering your grandchild's birthday, walking to the mailbox on a quiet morning. And the truth is, most strokes are preventable, not with magic pills, but with small, consistent choices made before breakfast. So the next time you open your eyes in the morning, ask yourself, will today begin in a rush or with intention? Will I let my blood pressure surge unchecked or take that sip of water? Will I ignore that dizziness or listen? You are not powerless. You are not too old. And it is never too late to protect your brain. So start tomorrow differently. Wake up like your brain depends on it, because it does. And if this video helped you or someone you love, share it. Because the next life you save might not be your own. I'm Professor Harold Mason. Thank you for spending your time with me. Stay sharp, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.